Bali is known as the island of the gods, and if you plan to live like one, you should surely head over to this accommodation that we are going to share with you today. Hello and welcome. My name is Ananya, and I'm a junior content manager with Trip 101. Joining me today is Matilda, who is the PR manager at Sandat Glamping Tents, which we are going to talk about today. So, hello and welcome, Matilda. I'm very pleased to welcome you to this episode.
Hello to you. I'm very glad to be here.
So Matilda, tell us a little bit about yourself. Before we start talking about the glamping tents, I want to know about you a little bit first. When did you start working at Sandat Glamping Tents?
I actually am the daughter of the owners. So I can say that I grew inside this project because this project started when I was young, very young. And so I saw all this project grew. And then I studied hospitality management. So I continued this in this field. And so now I take care of the public relation of Sandat Glamping. And so I'm very happy and proud to be here as a
Oh,
testimony.
wow.
Yeah.
That's such a cool journey. So you grew up with glamping tents and now you help run it in a way. So when did your parents start? When was the property when did it come into being?
So everything started around 12 years ago. Actually, my parents discovered Bali as a holiday location. They first started to visit the island, but then they fell in love with this place. Even though they weren't part of the hospitality sector, so they didn't have any actual experience in the hospitality sector, but they had passion about it, of course. They decided to start this adventure. They first bought the land, and then in around 1 year and 3 months, they constructed from zero the Sandat Glamping, and
Hmm.
they started this journey 12 years ago.
Oh, wow, that's quite a long time to be in operation.
Yeah.
What was the idea behind starting this glamping resort property? What was the intent?
The intent was to offer guests a different kind of experience, a different way to experience nature, because Balinese nature is very rich, is something to live actually. And so they chose the glamping hospitality because it's the one that allows more guests to immerse in nature. Our guests sleep in tents overlooking the forest in front of the tents, so they are completely immersed in nature and in the forest. This was the fundamental concept, to be in contact with nature, but with all necessary comforts, of course, because it's not the traditional camping. This is glamorous camping, to give everyone the opportunity to experience nature, even if they maybe are sometimes scared a little bit by it. So, with all the necessary comforts.
And if I'm not wrong, back 12 years ago when it started, it was one of the first experiences of glamping in Bali.
Yeah, you're right. It was actually the first one. And for some years, we remained the only one in the
Hmm.
island. Now, all over the world, not only in Bali, the glamping concept is starting to become more spread. But yes, for the first years, we were the only one.
Oh, wow, that's quite a title to hold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over the years, how has this concept evolved? Are you still sticking to that core idea that you have of offering tent options to people who come to stay with you, or is there something more that you've also added to it?
So we remain loyal to this concept. We have 8 accommodations. So our
Hmm.
guests can experience our site in a very private way, which is the basic concept also of glamping all over the world. Remain loyal to this. During the years, we improved something. We opened a yoga area because, of course, specifically Ubud is an area where yoga is a very practiced experience. So we increased our offer, but basically we remain loyal to the initial concept.
That's great. What type of travelers especially like to come and stay with you? Who are the people who will definitely enjoy a stay at Sandar Glamping Tents?
So I think, first of all, people who enjoy strict contact with nature, to live nature, to hear and smell nature. So this is the first concept, but also who likes the Italian taste, because of course in here We are founded in Balinese roots because when you come here, you feel you are in Bali. You do not feel you are in Italy, but with an Italian touch. And
Hmm.
so it's looking also for this maybe different touch is perfect, but also who seek relaxation because also nowadays area and Bali in general is becoming more and more chaotic with a lot of tourists. And so in here we are located a little bit outside the center of Ubud, just
Hmm.
2 meters, so it's not too far, but you are immersed in silence and relax. So also this.
Yeah, that's so cool. You mentioned that you have 8 tents in total on the property.
We have 5 tents, and then
Hmm.
we have 3 lumbung, which are typical rice barns, Balinese rice barns, that we,
Hmm.
of course, remodeled, and which are another kind of accommodation. So they are also very immersed in nature, not only tents, but made of bamboo, a typical material used in Bali. Even if they are not tents, they are still very linked with nature.
So those are the more traditional looking tents, which are closer to the Bali style of
Yeah,
building.
yeah.
Ah, okay. And each of these stays that guests can book are surrounded by a part of the forest and nature.
Yes, so the tents mostly because they are overlooking the forest, and each tent has its own private swimming pool, so it's also very private in that sense. The three lumbung share a common swimming pool, but they are just three, so we're not in a chaotic place. But still, everything is like our hotel follows the steps of the rice fields, so it's nice to see that they are still immersed in nature.
The rice fields are definitely a star attraction in Bali. You have like that kind of prime view, so to say, of the Bali attraction from your room itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about the tents, like what sort of amenities are available in the tent itself if you're staying.
So our tents are richly furnished. Each one of them is furnished in a different way. So we also sometimes have guests that sleep some nights in one tent, other nights in another tent, because even if it's the same experience, you feel like you are in another hotel. It's very nice. Each tent has its own private swimming pool. We
Mhm.
have tents for 2 guests and tents that can accommodate 4 guests maximum. We also have 2 sweet tents that are the most beautiful because they not only overlook the forest, but they also overlook the rice fields. And inside, they have air conditioning, a private bathroom with a water heater and everything. They have a fridge, so they have all the necessary comforts, as I told you before. Even if you are sleeping inside a tent, it's like you're sleeping in a hotel room. So you have
Hmm.
all.
So even though one would be surrounded by nature and have these verdant green views outside, inside it would be completely modern and luxurious stay that they would be able to enjoy.
Yes, it's I could not say modern because our style is very traditional. All the pieces you find here are hand produced by Balinese artisans. So we did not bring any furniture from Italy or from other part of the world. We found each piece looking for the looking around in the area, and
Hmm.
but the style is very kind of natural luxury. We have wood, we have bamboo, so it's very natural but very stylish.
Okay, that's really good. Yeah, that you have taken from the local culture and the kind of styles and weaving. I can see behind you, of course, like the natural style that's visible. Matilda, what are your busiest times of the year? What's your peak season?
So for sure it's from June to August, but
Hmm.
also during Christmas time is very busy. So yes, mainly these months.
So June to August, is that the summer season in Bali, or it's the
uh,
dry season, or is it
Yeah,
rainy?
it's the dry season. And also they are the months mostly in like Europe and USA where people are traveling the most because they have their summer vacation and holiday from work. And so they travel a lot in this period. In fact, we also have a lot of Italian tourists that come
Hmm.
here during the holidays, summer holidays, and so they visit us.
Okay. So during these peak busy months, how much in advance should guests be booking with you?
So depends, but we suggest at least 2 to 3 months in advance. for these
Mm.
months. Then for the rest of the year, I think 1 month is sufficient or less also.
During the busy times, at least 2 months in advance, they should reach out, especially if they're looking to book one of the tents or get prime view. And tell me about some of the other amenities that you have on the property. I especially want to know about the dining options.
Yeah. So we have complimentary breakfast for all our guests. And then we have our restaurant, which does a lunch and dinner service. We have international dishes, but we also have, of course, Balinese dishes. We have very nice chefs that prepare uh, very special Balinese dishes, but we also have Italian dishes. We want to respect the culture of Bali, of Indonesia, but we have very good dishes like gnocchi with meat that we Italian chef that came here and teach to our chef the tricks and the secrets for perfect pasta and gnocchi.
Mm.
So this is also really appreciated not only by Italian people visiting, but also by international people coming here.
That's why you said that it's like you have a Balinese experience, but with an Italian touch because your chefs are.
Just a touch, but it's present.
Which one is your like most popular dish, or can you tell me about something that you personally like the best, maybe?
Yeah. So personally, I love mee goreng, which is the traditional noodles with chicken and egg and vegetables, which is typical from Bali. It's delicious. Our chefs are really good also in preparation of crispy duck, which is another very delicious food. But
Mm.
also, I can assure you as an Italian, the gnocchi al ragu, which is gnocchi with meat. They
Mm.
are, and I cannot distinguish this dish from the one my grandmother cooks.
So your chefs are definitely delivering top-notch Italian dishes as well.
Yeah, yeah, they're very good.
The first one that you mentioned, the noodle one, it's like a Balinese preparation.
The mee goreng, yes, it's a traditional Balinese dish. So you have noodles and then with the chicken, cheese, and vegetables, and it's stir fried. So it's super nice. And here I can say they are very good at preparing it. So also nasi goreng, which is the same dish but with rice instead of noodles.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've definitely heard of nasi goreng.
Yeah, I would suggest that. Yeah.
Yeah. And what are some of the other amenities and facilities that you have on the property itself?
So we have, as I was saying before, we have a yoga area. So our
Mm.
guests can book a private teacher that can help lectures at any time they like. We usually suggest morning because it's more the air is still more fresh, so it's better for relaxation. We can also organize meditation moments, maybe meditation lectures. Then we can also organize some very interesting service like a romantic dinner with the private swimming pool. They can order dinner to be served in the tent, and we
Mm.
can prepare a very special table with flowers, and they can eat in the privacy of their own tent. So this is
Oh,
very appreciated service. Breakfast, we offer the floating breakfast basket. We serve it
mm.
in the swimming pool because our swimming pool has a little like a sitting area. So always in the privacy of their own tent. We can help guests organize tours and visits. Our concierge is always available also for this.
Oh, wow, that's nice. Here in India, definitely Bali is a very popular honeymoon destination. I'm really glad that you've thought so much about the couple visiting. Yeah.
We have also marriage packages. We also prepare the swimming pool with the flowers and messages that maybe the husband wants to tell the wife. So, yes, we are very attentive about that also.
Oh, nice. You mentioned some tours and activities that you also organize. So, what are those?
We can organize tours in the rice fields or the transfer to the most visited islands like the Gili Islands, Lombok, and others. We can organize hikes and trekking to the volcanoes because here in Bali we have two very big volcanoes, Agung and Batur,
Mm.
and they are very nice to hike. One is easier, the other one is for more experienced hikers, but still it's very appreciated. Also, the visit of secret temples. So, very different activities, also bike tours of the rice fields. So, in Bali, you have plenty to do.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, there are lots of things to do in Bali, and more recently, I think it's becoming quite popular on the social media platforms as well. The Bali swings and the visit to like the monkey temples. I've definitely seen them on Instagram.
Yeah, that are the first tourist attractions that people visit when they come here. But still, there are so many other activities that
Mm,
can be done. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I would definitely like to try a volcano hike for sure. That sounds
Because
really.
you do that, you leave in during the night. So when you are on the top, it's the sunrise. So it's very
Oh,
nice also to see.
oh wow, that would be quite something. So the both of these volcanoes that you mentioned, they're active volcanoes.
I actually don't know if both are. I'm sure that at least one is, but it's not so common. The eruption is are not common. We just had a big eruption some years ago. The
Mm.
only limitation was that the airplane stopped for some hours because of the ashes, but it's not a dangerous volcano.
Otherwise, there won't be regular hikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Earlier, you were mentioning you're about 2 or 3 kilometers away from Ubud itself, which is the nearest city for you. I know you're a little bit away from it, right?
So we are around 2 kilometers from Ubud Center. Generally, our guests can rent bikes. We can bikes, motorbikes, of course, and we can also organize the rent. But we have free shuttle service that has 2 stop points in Ubud, and at any time from the morning until just after dinner, we offer this service for free, and so our guests can move around easily.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's really nice. Yeah. And within Ubud itself, are there any immediate like attractions or activities that tourists can do in the nearest town that you are there in?
For sure, there is the monkey forest, which is,
Hmm.
I think, the number one stop for guests visiting Ubud because it's actually very nice. It's a big piece of forest that has been kept because there is the sacred temple inside, so is like a natural reserve. And over there, there is plenty of monkeys. Like these animals can go there and they take pictures, and yeah, it's very nice to visit around. And then
Hmm.
I think the Ubud Center itself, because over there is another temple that it's also very nice to visit. Also, in this period, they are holding a huge ceremony, which is lasting around 1 month, and that it happened every 35 years. So people traveling to Bali can enjoy something that you do not see every day. And also for shopping. So Wood Center is super for shopping because you have a lot of very nice shops. You also have an entire street full of artisans. So you
Hmm.
can buy from wood creation to mirrors to necklaces. So it's very varied as a shopping spot. So also for this is very nice.
Yeah, I've heard about the handicrafts in Bali, and they're really beautiful pieces.
They're very good. They have a lot of capacity to work with their hands and create real masterpieces.
Yeah. What about dining options within Ubud? Are there good restaurants available?
Yeah, it's full of very nice restaurants. You can dine in Varung, which are traditional Balinese restaurants, and they are very nice. They have this like culture of hospitality and quality of what they do, which is fantastic because it's very difficult in here to eat something that is bad. You always eat very good. And also
Hmm.
have some international restaurants that offer cuisine from all over the world or international, and they are
Hmm.
very good. So you also have a lot of vegan and vegetarian options, which is
Hmm.
nice, and they're very delicious.
Sorry, what did you call the traditional one, the restaurants?
Yeah, they are called Varung, which is
Varu.
Warung, and it's the name of the traditional Balinese restaurants.
Oh, wow. Okay. Do you have like a personal favorite that you would recommend to your guests?
My personal favorite Varunga is Ibu Rai, which is located in central Ubud on Monkey Forest Street. It is also one of the ancient, the first Varunga that opened in Ubud, and
Hmm.
very nice. I like it a lot. There are also others, but if I have to say one, I think Iburai is the one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll make a note of that.
You should.
We've talked a little bit about the property already and Ubud, where you're located. What would be your tips or suggestions for people who are looking to book you, or anything that you would like your prospective guests to know before they come to you?
Actually, Bali in general and Ubud is a very safe spot. It's a safe place, and our glamping also. So I don't need coming here to have specific information because it's a very easy destination also to travel around. People are very helpful. They are very kind. It's a very safe destination also for women traveling solo or families or with small children. When they come here, they will be completely immersed in nature. And we give them the tools to experience nature at 100%. And yes, that's the only thing that they need to know before coming here.
Anything that they should remember to bring with them, or is everything taken care of when they arrive?
So it is that everything taken care of. I think the only thing it's a very good book, so they can read something nice while they relax. But we take care of everything and we help them throughout their trip. Just a
Uh,
good book.
Okay. How long would you recommend a guest to stay with you to be able to enjoy the property as well as Ubud and Bali nearby as well?
So I think at least 3 nights, so that they can enjoy our glamping and also the neighboring area. There are a lot of things to do.
Hmm.
So one night is not sufficient, at least three.
If someone's staying with you for a couple of nights, how would their day look like? What would they be able to do? Suppose they check in the morning, and then how would the rest of their day be like if they're staying at Sandat?
If it's in this period, which is the rain season, I would
Hmm.
suggest them to have breakfast, then stay a little bit in the swimming pool because during the day and during the morning it is always sunny. Stay there and relax. Then maybe have lunch and then exit just after lunch and explore the city center where it is also less hot during the afternoon. And then
Hmm.
maybe have a good aperitif in Ubud Center and then also have dinner. While in the dry season, where there is always sun, I would suggest the opposite. So to start the day, breakfast, and then go out and maybe enjoy, visit some temples, visit some, or do some activities, some hikes. Then come back and relax here during the afternoon and at the swimming pool, and then have dinner and relax.
Okay.
End of the day, a little bit of exploration and a little bit of relaxation.
Yeah. And at night, like once you've settled into your tent, you definitely will have great views of the forest. But can you also hear the forest from the tents? Like,
You can hear the sound of the forest, of course,
hmm.
which is very nice. The first night you have to understand it, but it's very nice because you can hear birds. You can hear also when it rains, it's super nice. It's very relaxing because you hear the drops on the lid, also on the water of the swimming pool. So it's very nice, but helps you to sleep actually.
Yeah, nature sounds are very soothing and they really calm you down, even if they're not putting you to sleep. It's quite centering and very meditative almost.
Yeah, it is.
Now I have my last question for you. In what way would the experience of guests at Sandat be unique for their stay in Ubud compared to the other places that they can have, the more modern accommodation options that might be available?
Yeah, I think, as I said before, the fact that we are located in Valley. So once you had your day in Central Ubud and you are exhausted, you want to really relax, this is the place for you because you go out. It's not too far, so you do not have to travel a lot. You just have
Hmm.
to move a little bit and you are immediately in a peaceful area where you can stay in contact with nature, but with all the amenities and comforts. And I think that's the real plus point we have because we are close to the center, so close to all the different offers and activities of Ubud, but you can really relax. In fact, sometimes guests come here and they think they are going immediately out and explore the area, but sometimes it happened that they stay here. At least the first day, they say, no, it's too relaxing, it's too calm. I will stay here. For that reason, I told you at least 3 days, because one, you will stay here all day.
Do you remember a really nice compliment that you got from a guest? Something that was special and has stayed with you?
Yeah, the fact that glamping does not look like the photos on the internet. When they arrive, they say, wow, it was nice from the picture, but the
Hmm.
reality is much better. I think this is the best compliment, because it's
Hmm.
not good when the property seems better in the pictures and then you are not happy with the reality. So for
Yeah.
sure, this is very nice to hear. And also that they really feel an atmosphere which is above and beyond like only the furniture and the space.
Hmm.
It's like a feeling and an atmosphere that makes them happy. So we are happy for this.
That's quite special, yeah, that the photos don't do justice to the
Yeah.
property. It's the atmosphere that you have created more than the physical property that they're finding really beautiful and coming back to you to stay again. Yeah, that's really nice. It's been really great speaking to you, Matilda. I'm glad that you could take out the time and we could speak about Sandat Glamping Tents today. I'm certainly pretty sold on your property and I would love to visit. But thank you so much for joining and have a nice day. Bye bye.
Thank you so much to you. Bye.